One time that's
In a zombie apocalypse, it's best not to get too attached to anyone. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 shocking deaths from The Walking Dead. For this list, we're only looking at character deaths from the television series, not the comics or video games. Also, we're defining death as the transition from living to dead, meaning that shocking zombie deaths, such as Merle's and Sophia's, are not being considered. It almost goes without saying, but this list comes with a major spoiler alert. Number 10, Lori Grimes.
I think the baby's coming.
If The Walking Dead has taught viewers anything, it's that no character is safe. Children, the elderly, the physically fit, they all taste the same to a walker.
We have to get back to our cell block and have Herschel help.
We can't risk getting caught out there. You're gonna need to give birth to this baby here.
Simply put, the world Rick and his group inhabit is one that's been subjected to a great equalizing force, an unyielding lethal threat in the form of walkers.
We will survive. My baby has to survive. Please. My baby. For all of us.
But even after 2 seasons of death, we never thought they'd kill a pregnant woman. Sure, it made Lori vulnerable, but that just made Rick extra vigilant. In the end, it wasn't the walkers that got her, it was the harsh reality of their new world, and the lack of modern medicine that comes with it. If you were surprised, imagine how Rick felt. And Carl.
Oh, no.
Number 9, Lizzie Samuels.
I'll get you more. Lizzie?
After seeing Sophia's fate in season 2, we learned never to trust The Walking Dead with children. Danger lurks around every corner and at the bottom of every well, making a child's chance of survival low. In an unexpected turn, the deaths of Lizzie and her sister Mika came at the hands of the living. This episode showed us the psychological toll that life in this dystopian world takes on children. First, we watched in horror as Lizzie grew so detached from reality that she killed her own sister, thinking it would prove her belief that walkers aren't bad.
Don't worry. She'll come back.
Heartbroken, Carol must kill this confused little girl whom she loves dearly, as Lizzie can no longer be trusted around the living.
Just look at the flowers.
Number 8, Jesse, Sam, and Ron Anderson.
The monsters will come, and you won't be able to run away when they come for you.
Sure, everyone suspected that young Sam was not long for this world. The saying, "the meek shall inherit the earth," does not apply in a zombie apocalypse, and Sam was about as meek as they come. Jesse, on the other hand, had just proven herself more than capable when the wolves attacked. Sam really should have stayed behind with Gabriel and Judith, but he insisted that he could be brave.
Take Sam.
No,
Yes, Sam, it'll be safer.
I'm not leaving you.
But apparently he was wrong. The old zombie guts camouflage trick was working perfectly, but from the very first nervous "Mom," Sam sealed his fate, and that of his family. The way they were torn apart? Brutal. Rick chopping off Jesse's arm? Harsh, but necessary. And then Ron finally snapped.
You.
Number 7, Dale Horvath.
And I'm not going anywhere.
Okay.
So let's talk about this like men.
This one hurt, both for viewers and for Dale. But that's how it goes. You let your guard down for 1 second, and some half-rotten corpse is gonna wander up and take a chunk out of you. Damn it, Dale, why did you spend so long staring at the disemboweled cow rather than looking for the cause? Before Herschel warmed up, Dale was the grandfather figure and moral compass of the group, and his sudden loss hit them hard.
Sorry, brother.
His death also taught us that walkers can do just as much damage with their hands as with their teeth. It was hardest on Carl, however, who hadn't killed that damn walker when he had the chance. Number 6, Denise Cloyd.
threw up on my glasses.
On this show, you should always be concerned if a secondary cast member starts to get too much screen time in any given episode, since it often means their demise is imminent. But Denise's role in this episode honestly didn't seem like the typical pre-death moment in the spotlight. She had just started a relationship with a main cast member, she'd become essential to the group as a doctor, and had really grown as a character throughout the season. And that speech was fantastic.
And I wanted you here because you're alone. Probably for the first time in your life. And because you're stronger than you think you are, which gives me hope.
If only we could have heard the end of it. Honestly, who could have seen that crossbow bolt coming? Well, certainly not Denise, given that it entered through the back of her skull.
And if you don't wait...
Number 5. Noah.
Look at you with the aim.
Couldn't they have taken Nicholas instead? Glenn had a solid plan for escape, and Nicholas totally blew it. One of the best original characters created for the series, Noah was selfless and extremely likable.
Heard you talking to Holly last night. What's her story?
Why'd you ask?
No reason. It's an innocent question. Don't make me hurt you.
Tyler James Williams was perfect in the role, managing to fully flesh out the character during his brief time. With his interest in architecture and the defense of Alexandria, we were sure he was here to stay. But apparently that was classic Walking Dead misdirection. We do appreciate the irony of the manner in which he died, though. After all, the show is notorious for being a revolving door of cast members. What a horrible and surprising way to go, though. Number 4. Shane Walsh.
He's got no bites.
Yeah, none you can see.
Imagine an alternate reality Walking Dead where the love triangle between Rick, Lori, and Shane never happened. Rick and Shane could have worked together like real partners, and everything would have been awesome. But even in a global catastrophe, matters of the heart are never simple.
You tear into me for keeping secrets when you're holding on to this!
You want me to bring a baby into this? To live a short, cruel life?
After almost 2 seasons of tension, the Shane-Rick conflict came to a head with Shane deciding to murder Rick.
So this is where you plan to do it?
It's a good place as any.
We never expected him to succeed, but we also didn't think Rick could bring himself to kill his once best friend. Didn't it seem like Rick had talked him down? Then the knife flashed. In the end, Shane had broken Rick's trust beyond repair, and left him no choice.
Damn you for making me do this shit! This was you, not me! You did this to us!
Oh, and zombie Shane's death was equally shocking.
It's not what it seems, please.
Number 3. Beth Green.
You keep telling yourself you have to do whatever it takes just until this is all over.
We accept that The Walking Dead isn't concerned with our feelings, but this felt unnecessarily cruel. We spent half a season following the group's search for Beth. First, the joyous reunion between Beth and the group is dampened when Lieutenant Dawn Lerner reveals that she will not let Noah leave with them.
No, I just need Noah. And then you can leave.
A selfless character as always, Noah accepts, telling the others to go. As viewers, we were sad, but accepted it knowing that Maggie and Beth were about to be reunited, a pick-me-up they both desperately needed. Then, Beth stabs Dawn, and Dawn shoots Beth in the head. We spent so long waiting for this reunion, and it all disappeared with the flash of a gun. Number 2. Herschel Green.
You say you want to take this prison as peacefully as possible. That means you'd be willing to hurt people to get it.
We mentioned that Maggie and Beth could have used something positive to lift their spirits, and this is why. The death of Herschel was one of the most devastating moments in the show, for his daughters, for the entire group, and for viewers. In many ways a Dale 2.0, he was wise, a moral compass, a testament to the adaptability of survivors in this new world, and a constant source of hope. He not only survived being bitten, but also a subsequent back alley-style leg amputation. He'd been through so much, we figured the showrunners would finally cut him some slack. We watched the screen riveted, convinced that Rick's moving speech would surely trump the governor's bloodlust.
Now you put down your weapons, walk through those gates. You're one of us.
And then the sword dropped.
Liar.
Before we unveil our #1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Brought a toilet paper?
I tried.
You did. You did.
Hey, just stop now. Get away! Stop! Get
Besides, I already made you a promise.
#1, Glenn Rhee.
Maggie?
And there it was, the death that many fans were expecting, but everyone prayed would never come.
You thought you were safe. I get it.
In the comic books, Glenn is the one killed seemingly at random by Negan, but the television series decided to throw us a curveball and make Abraham Negan's first victim.
Oh, look at that! Taking it like a champ! Fuck. My
Fans barely had time to process the loss of the show's mustachioed badass before Negan, angered by Daryl's reprisal, makes Glenn Lucille's next victim in the show's most brutal and eye-opening moment to date.
Back to it.
Just to make sure the grief hit home,
I'll find you.
Rick later dreams of a future made impossible by Negan, where all the characters, including Abraham, Glenn, and Glenn's unborn child, are enjoying a beautiful picnic together. Do you agree with our list?
I'm not gonna kill you.
Which Walking Dead death shocked you the most?
I wish it didn't have to end. Not this way.
For more riveting top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Hell, you're all gonna be doing that.